Hi, it's Ron here. I'm here to tell you today about a couple of amazing products that just came in. This is that time of year when our really great stuff starts rolling in. For one, we've made a new deer antler extreme tips, and we've made a new wild cordyceps extreme drops, which is actually, both of these are significantly more potent than anything we've actually ever been able to make before. We were only able to make 137 bottles of deer antler extreme, and we were able to make 228 bottles of wild cordyceps extreme. So we're going to run out in a couple of days, but I just wanted to let you know that these are here right now, today, and they're ridiculous. They're so great. First, we have our new Deer Antler Supreme. For many, many years, Deer Antler has been one of our featured items at Dragon Herb. We use only the tips to make our Deer Antler drops. I just want to show you a little bit of an example of what the tips look like. They're about the size of they're smaller than a dime. They're little, and they're kind of yellowish. That yellowishness is due to what they call wax. It's an oily substance that's in the deer antler. That's the living component of the deer antler. That's what makes it great. Most people make their deer antler extracts out of what we call the middles, which is cut from, you can see from this part here, or even from the bottoms. And this part actually contains almost no progenitor cells. 90% of the active constituents are just in the last inch or last half inch of the deer antler, this part here. So over our 25-year span, we've never once made a product from anything down here. This year, there's been a change in the economy in China, and we were able to buy some absolutely astounding deer antler tips that sometimes aren't even available. These are the tips of the tips. This is literally, you can perhaps see how small they are. They're really only a few millimeters across, and all of them are so thinly cut, they're so close to the end of the deer antler that they're just about 1 millimeter thick. And so everything in this particular batch is actually from just the last 2 or 3 millimeters of the deer antler. This is a super spectacular product. It's the best deer antler tips I've ever had in my 25-year career. I was extremely excited when we were able to get it. It takes over 1,000 deer to make a few ounces of this deer antler, and then to make an extract is extreme. So we call it Deer Antler Extreme Tips. It is the most powerful deer antler extract we've ever made. I think it's the most powerful deer antler extract in the world, bar none. There's no competition on the level of making something for this. Most products use this as opposed to that. And it's, in this case, smaller being much, much better, because it means it's younger, it's the active part. The second product that we've got is we're making a product called Wild Cordyceps Extreme Drops. We make it by getting wild cordyceps, typically from the Himalayas, always from the Himalayas, but typically from Bhutan. This particular situation was that the price was really great. So we bought several kilos of that. They're big, they're amazing, as the best there was. This is the ultimate grade. I figured I'd get some for me, get some to share with you guys. I bought just a small amount. We were only able to make 228 bottles. That's all there is. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get this one again, but we do have the other cordyceps, but this is our Wild Cordyceps Extreme. We blend it with what is called cultured cordyceps, which is grown on brown rice. So this is actually a vegan, organic brown rice product. This is beautiful. You can eat it straight, but it's got a luscious, mushroomy smell. You can make all kinds of things from it. It's very, very powerful in terms of an herbal tonic, but we use it as the base. Usually, our wild cordyceps is about 10% wild, 90% cultured. That, by world standards, is a very, very powerful wild cordyceps product. But this time we made it 25% wild cordyceps. So this particular bottle is not the typical 10% that we've been making for the last 15 years. That's our Wild Cordyceps Extreme Drops. It is a little bit more expensive because it's 25% wild. Every time you take a dose of this, you're getting multiple wild mushrooms. So it's a pretty extreme product. So basically what I'm going to do here, I'm going to enjoy myself a cup. So I've made myself a pot of DBG over here. Typical for me, some goji berries. I have some wild mountain chrysanthemum and a couple other things in here. Just been brewing it for a while. So this is one of the ways you can take it. Just pour yourself a cup of tea. And of course, I do want you to see the amazing thickness and richness of this. This is it's so dark you can't actually see through it. It smells really, really great. It's fresh, mushroomy, pretty amazing. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to show you the number one way to take wild cordyceps drops. To an herbalist like me, that's super candy. It's like unbelievably good. You're going to actually enjoy just taking it straight. It's a little bit more mushroomy, a little bit tastes a lot more like wild cordyceps than usual because it's 2.5 times more than we usually put in our drops. With the deer antler extreme tips, sometimes deer antler tastes a little bit deer antlery, a little bit gamey. This particular batch made from this is been blowing everybody's mind around here. It's not gamey at all. It's sweet, creamy. You can see how, as it fills up here, how thick it is. Just gonna make myself a super elixir here. Put a couple squirts of each in here. That's an ultimate DBG, Desktop Botanical Garden elixir. Now, this is sweet, amazingly tasty, good tasting. Another way to take these drops is simply in your blender. I know a lot of you do blenders. I do blenders every day, practically. I'm using, in this particular case, almond milk, I believe, yeah, almond milk. And today I feel like having some Brazilian Magic. Brazilian Magic is made from many, many vegetables and fruits organically grown on one of the most pristine places in the world. I'm going to do a couple scoops because I can, right? Let's see, I'll put a squirt or two of my drops in here. This is the cordyceps. Put a couple in there. I'll do the deer antler. So this, plus the 50 or 60 herbs and organic vegetables that I have in my Brazilian Magic, I'll just put this on. Make sure I don't lose it. That's enough for me. And now this is a sophisticated blender elixir. There's no question that this herbal blast is stronger than what most people get in any time in their lifetime. This has the most profound deer antler tips with progenitor cells. It has cordyceps that's wild from the top of the Himalayas, the best in the world, and plus 50 to 60 other organic fruits, vegetables, and so forth. So that's what I'm getting. And it's unbelievably good. I mean, who couldn't drink this all day long? So, okay, so I'm going to finish off all my elixirs here, and I thank you, and don't forget, we'll be out of these in probably 2 or 3 days, maybe shorter. We only have 100 bottles and 200 bottles, so looking forward to you guys getting this, and let me know what's happening. Thank you. Love you all. Bye. That is yum.